Greeting fellow Toastmaster and dear guests. Welcome to the 79th meeting of Online Chalk and Duster Toastmaster Club. My name is Toastmaster Ravinder Kaur. Being the Sergeant at Arm, it's my pleasure to start this meeting and be the first speaker for today's. So first, let me reiterate the club mission. In Toastmaster International, we provide a positive and a sportive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills that results in greater self-confidence and personal growth. To keep this meeting going on, we have to follow three basic ground rules to follow. First, as a Toastmaster, we don't talk about sex, religion, and politics. So please refrain yourself from discussing these topics. Second, kindly keep yourself on mute if you are not speaking. Third, kindly switch off your camera if you are moving out of the meeting. And fourth, don't chat while the speaker or the evaluator is speaking. So now, without taking much time, let's invite the presiding officer with a huge round of applause. Let's welcome the presiding officer of the day, Toastmaster Manoj Lanka. Toastmaster Manoj Lanka is an experienced Toastmaster. He is an excellent orator. He has rich experience of working with Indian Defense Services. Let's welcome the presiding officer and learn from him his wonderful thoughts as he loves to read as well as engage himself in creative writing. Over to you, presiding officer, Toastmaster Manoj.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ravinder. You are wearing so many hats today and you're managing it so well. My gratitude to you.
Thank you.
And your ever smiling face energizes all of us in the morning. So with that, good wishes to everybody in today's meeting. We have very small number of people today because there is a parallel training program going on for people. So some of our members are there attending the training. But notwithstanding that, we'll try and make the best of today's meeting. So as I welcome you to the 79th meeting of Chalk and Duster Club, and welcome guests. We have got two Toastmaster guests who are also role players. I'll be talking about them at the right moment. Beside that, I can see somebody else also whom I do not know. I would request him, Noor Ahmed, could you please come on the screen and tell us something about you?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Noor.
Yes, my name is Ambassador Noor Ahmed. I'm international speaker, moderate educators, and peace ambassador. Most importantly, I'm the youth activist. So, thank you so much, my dear brother Bon Eric, for inviting me over here, and I'm really excited for that. And I have a keen interest to learn. So whenever and wherever I get the opportunity to learn, so I will be there, and it's really glad to be here. Thank you so much, dear Honorable, for giving me the floor. Hope we will have a great time today.
Thank you, Noor. I think you last time also you joined. This is your second time joining us. And
No,
you're
this
from
is my
the
first
wonderful
time.
land of, this is your first time? Okay.
Yes.
Then we must have met some other peace ambassador. Somebody else has joined few weeks back. Anyway, notwithstanding that, we have joined an organization and I feel we are all fortunate. I rather made the right choice of joining an organization that's spread in 144 countries. Yes, 144 countries with about 280,000 members spread in different countries with 14,700 clubs, and ours is one of them. And here, we all are here to enhance our communication and leadership skills. Interestingly, today's masterclass by the seasoned Toastmaster distinguished Toastmaster 1, Eric Tandoc, all the way from Canada, is aiming to enlighten us further on this aspect of communication and leadership. So with that, now it is time to hand over the baton to the Toastmaster of the day. So let me change my hat. I'm not wearing one, but that's me again, the laughing Buddha. You find me wearing two glasses. I've told you the secret of these glasses. One, this glass helps me to see you all the present. This glass helps me to see the past. And one more is there. This takes me to the future. Yes. So present, past, future. And if I wear this, I see nothing. So I can always choose to wear one of the glass to speak to you all. So today's theme that I've chosen, before I go into that, laugh with Buddha, we'll join the laughter. But before that, in Toastmasters, we have even these laughter sessions in which we conduct humorous speech contest and tall tale contest. Tall tale is a wonderful segment. We'll be introducing that this time, both this segment, maybe next month. And the tall tales, you can be anybody. You can date any beautiful woman in the world. You can be anything in the world. You can get in the computer and be the computer and start doing everything. That is what tall tale is. So you can extend your imagination and be that. And humorous, you all know what humor is. And some clubs, they do have a kind of joke master. I have been a joke master of one of my past clubs. So every morning in the session, you create some kind of joke, share it to make everybody laugh. So now coming on to today's theme, but before that, today is also 26th of February. It is celebrated all around the world as Tell a Fairy Tale Day. You have to speak a fairy tale. So today, the fairy tale that I'm going to share, before that, let's get into sync. We have just entered into barged into this hall. We are seeing each other. So let's come into the same platform so that when I tell my fairy story, you will also absorb all that. May I request all of you to please switch on your camera, maybe for next 2-3 minutes. Then you can switch it off if you want. But I request all of you to switch on your cameras for 2 to 3 minutes. It's nice to see all your faces. And with my count, to be in sync, the common thing that is around us is the air that we breathe in. So with my count, we'll breathe in and breathe out for 3 times. Then I'll start my story. So once I say 1, 2, 3, you breathe in. Take a deep breath. Hold it for 1, 2, 3. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3. Again, breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Breathe in. Hold. Nice. So with that simple exercise, we are now all in sync, breathing and breathing out together. Now coming on to this laughing Buddha concept, there are real people in China. They are written documents about laughing Buddha, a monk, a Buddhist monk, who had a pot belly, a bald head, and he was not very rich. But the most striking element of him was the countenance, the face was always smiling. And now the simple doll of laughing Buddha has invaded all the homes, spreading a lot of happiness around. Today I'm going to tell you a small story about 3 laughing monks of China. And since I'm wearing my glasses that can take me back, I can visualize me 2000 years back, one of those monks. So 3 monks, one of them is me, along with 2 more monks. We go from one village to another. We generally don't talk because there's no requirement of speaking. We could understand each other without the medium of voice. So we used to travel from one village to another. And once we reach a village, we used to go to the center of the village. Once we reach the center of the village, we used to laugh aloud, clapping, and we used to go all the way. If any kind of musical instrument we could get, every village has their own musical instrument, local musical instrument. We could play that and start laughing aloud. So seeing this laughter, other people used to join us all, and they used to join us in that laugh. So everybody in the laughter, a kind of ambience of laughter used to create. And when everybody, all villages have joined, we have seen that yes, everyone is happy. Then we should travel to the other village. So that was our job. It was as if we had experienced that cosmic joke. I think the greatest creator is the greatest joker of the world, if I can use that concept over here. And he wants that everybody should be happy and smiling and laughing away to glory. So once we reach the other village, we should do that. So in this journey, once the villagers, one of the villagers, they came to know one of the monk, that was me, is no more. So they wanted to find out what happened. And let's go and see. They are curious. What is the reaction of the other 2 monks? So they went to the outskirts of the village to find out what these other 2 monks doing. And they found they were also coming away to glory and laughing out of glory. So they couldn't understand why, how can these people laugh when one of their companion is dead? So they asked them, how can you laugh? Then for the first time, one of those monks spoke. Yesterday, the monk made a bet with us. Okay, let's bet who among the three of us is going to exit from the world with the first one to exit from this world. And see, today, he has beaten us. He is the winner. So we are celebrating the win. We are celebrating his win. That's why you are laughing out of glory. So that's a great lesson for all of us, that whether it is life or whether it is death, whether it is night or day, whether winning or losing, we need to be happy, cheerful, joyous, and spread this happiness all around. More of this as we travel along together. Now coming on to the meeting proper. Today's meeting has 4 important segments. The first segment is that of prepared speeches. And we have got 2 wonderful speakers ready to share their ideas. Then we have got the table topic component, where impromptu segment where we get a chance to think on our feet and air our views. Third, very, very important segment, a master class by none other than distinguished Toastmaster Eric Tandoc, speaking on very, very vital topic of communication leadership. Then the 4th segment is evaluation. Now, before we kickstart the first segment, there are 3 important role players. First one is a timer. It was Lucky earlier, but since he had to attend a training program, we have got the handsome young man from Dhaka, our neighboring eastern neighbor, Bangladesh, from Dhaka. The person who is going to take on as a timer as well as our counter is Imran. He is a passionate Toastmaster, and I've seen his journey he's not walking or trotting, he's galloping. He takes on different duties, different challenges, and he started improving himself to some top-notch stage. So now let's listen to this avid and passionate Toastmaster Imran. Could you tell us about your role as a timer as well as a hour counter?
Thank you so much, my dear friend, Toastmaster Manoj Lenka.
Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning. Sorry. Good morning, my dear fellow Toastmaster and dear guests. This is Toastmaster Imran from Dhaka, Bangladesh. So as a hour counter, the purpose of the hour counter is to note words and sounds that are used as a crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, you know. I will also listen for filler sounds, including are. I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrases such as this means. And at the end of the meeting, I will present my report when called upon by the general evaluator. This is the role for a counter. So now moving ahead, as a timer, my responsibility is to keeping track of time taken by each speaker. So as I am logged in with my mobile phone, so I cannot show you my display, but yeah, I am as a green card, I will show you this one. As a yellow card, I will show you this flower, yellow. And as a red card, I will
Red rose,
display this
red, Imran.
beautiful rose. Okay, so I will display green card at the minimum qualifying time, and I will display green card at the target time, and I will display red flower at the maximum qualifying time. And each speaker will have 30 seconds of grace period of time after the maximum qualified time. So be careful about time. So, and also at the end of the meeting, when called upon by the general evaluator, I will display or I will present my report. With that, I hand over the stage to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Manoj Lanka. Over to you.
Thank you so much. You are so very innovative, Imran. I appreciate your innovation of showing the timer process. Now coming on to next role player is grammarian TM Probin. He's from the capital city of New Delhi. From Dhaka, we now travel to New Delhi. He's an IT professional who loves storytelling, writing, reading. He definitely participated in the storytelling contest, recently the Kahani contest of our district, and did enthrall all of us with his story of his school-going days. Now over to TM Probin. Let's hear his role that he's playing today.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj, for the lovely introduction. And good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. My name is Praveen Kumar, and I will be playing the role of grammarian in today's meeting. As a grammarian, my role would be to note down the proper usage of English language, which is being spoken by the speakers during their speeches. So I will be noting down the good usage and the not so good usage of English language. For example, I will note down the good use of English words by the speakers, like whenever they speak good usage of English language, grammar, and whether they speak any idioms or phrases or anything else. And I will also note down in some instances where the speakers might use improper usage of English language. And now, first, I will present the word of the day for today's meeting. The word of the day for today's meeting is euphoria. Euphoria, which means feeling or a state of intense excitement and happiness. Examples of the word euphoria can be: the initial euphoria following their victory in the election has now subsided. The drug produces intense feelings of euphoria. So this is the word of the day for today's meeting. And next is the idiom of the day, which is ride the crest of the wave, which means to be very successful for a limited period of time. Usage of idiom of the day in sentences can be, he has reached the crest of the wave with his new book. The football team is riding the crest of the wave after their last win. So the word of the day is euphoria, and the idiom of the day is ride the crest of the wave. I would encourage all the speakers and members present in the meeting to use the word of the day and idiom of the day as much as possible. Thank you, and I will present my report in the evaluation segment. Back to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Praveen. Thank you so much for introducing that idiom of the day, riding with the crest of the wave and reaching euphoria. So we'll try to use these two expressions that is gelling with the theme that I've chosen today. Thank you so much. So with that, as we gear up to ride the crest of the wave to reach the zenith of euphoria, we'll kickstart our first segment. That is the segment of prepared speeches. And before I call upon the first speaker, I am the evaluator of the first speaker, Toastmaster Dennis. So what Dennis is going to do today and what I'll be looking for is the basic element of Toastmaster is mentoring. It's one of the best thing that is happening in Toastmasters. We have in our country Guru Sishya Parampara. In Greece, we had tyros and tutors. Tutors and tyro is the Sishya or the mentee. And in our Toastmasters community, it is mentor and mentee program. So his understanding of this wonderful concept of mentor-mentee program is going to share with us in 5 to 7 minutes. So with that, now I'll take on the TMOD's hat to welcome Toastmaster Dennis. He's from Jammu. He's an IT professional who loves reading. He loves to watch films. He loves to interact with people. And today, he's attempting project L2P3, L2P3 from Pathways Effective Coaching. And it is for 5 to 7 minutes, as I told you earlier. Why we need a mentor? Toastmaster Dennis, why we need a mentor? The screen is all yours.
If you can't see where you are going, ask someone who has been there before. Say Jay and Loris, a keynote speaker and a corporate trainer for effective communication and leadership skills. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. My name is Dani Soma. I joined Toastmaster 1 year back with a thought that Toastmaster is about delivering speeches, taking up roles, pathway, improving your leadership skills and communication skills. But when I joined Toastmasters, I realized as a Toastmaster, one of the greatest resources available to you is your mentor. Who is mentor? And do we really need a mentor? A mentor is someone who is more experienced and can provide you feedback on your speeches and evaluation. A mentor can help you set your goals for your Toastmaster journey and can help you to improve your skills. In fact, a good mentor can transform you to a great leader and a good communicator. When I joined Toastmaster, my early mentor, Toastmaster Tariq, very calmly made me understand all the levels, pathways, all about Toastmasters. Nevertheless, but it is not always mentor responsibility to teach each and everything to the mentee, but it is mentee responsibility to get in touch with your mentor in an appropriate manner. Few days back, I was struggling with my impromptu speaking skills. So I decided to talk to my mentor, Toastmaster Pitambram. And this is the best decision that I have taken. Because at the end, he gave me a very constructive and a simple solution to improve my impromptu speaking skills. And now, do we really need a mentor? To explain this, I have a story to share. During COVID, we all lived life in quarantine for 2 years. At that time, I put a lot of weight and my weight was approximately 9 kgs. With that increased weight, my sugar level went up and I started facing some health issues. This made my parents extremely worried about my health and they consulted doctor. The doctor has suggested me to start doing some physical exercise. For someone like me who was not very active and a low part of his life, it was not easy. But I believed I can do it. So I joined a gym near my home. I went there for 2-3 weeks, but nothing happens. I was disappointed and decided not to go into gym anymore. Then I met my gym trainer Akash there, who is very experienced. With his support and his guidance, I'm in a couple of weeks. After a few months, I hit the target weight. Now I feel lighter, more comfortable, and easier. All this because of my gym and trainer, Akash. If you have a mentor, but you don't know how to get most from your mentor, then having a mentor does not make any sense. So, how to get most from your mentor? First, feedback. Your mentor is there to help you. So be open to his feedback, whether positive or negative. Always take in a good note. Second, goals. Mentee should have to set their goals for himself. Mentor can surely show you a roadmap, but it is mentee's responsibility to follow that roadmap for his own success. Third, communicate regularly. Keep in touch with your mentor on a regular basis. Let him know how you're preparing your speeches and ask for feedback. Don't be afraid of asking any help from your mentor. Fourth, be respectful of his time. Always remember, your mentor is volunteering their time to help you to improve your skills. So be respectful of his time and make him feel proud. So in the end, I would like to thank Toastmaster Tariq and Toastmaster Pitambram and each and every one of you for taking interest and helping me as a mentor. In fact, I feel luckier to have Toastmasters like you, which always support me and make me a better individual. Thanks, and back to you.
Well, a great take, Dennis. You did give your gratitude to both the mentors. Rather, you took the name of 3 of them, Pitambaram, Tariq, and Akash, somebody who shaped you up. I like the way your sentence structures, your use of the vocabulary. Yeah, I think with that, now let's go on to the next speaker. Before calling on the next speaker, I'd like to request the second evaluator. We have a guest, a 6-year-old Toastmaster, who is a very, very successful businessman dealing with cotton textiles. Yes, he deals with cotton textiles. He loves to watch YouTube videos and reading non-fiction. So let's welcome Toastmaster Punit to tell us what are the criteria of evaluation he's going to evaluate the second speaker with.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manoj. With all due respect, I'm not yet successful businessman. My father is. I'm just learning from him. So I'm yet to reach that stage because I'm still young. But having said that, thank you so much for that kind introduction. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or I can't say good night also from whichever part of the world you are. So today I have the beautiful honor and privilege to evaluate distinguished Toastmasters Avinash's speech, and he's attempting level 5 project 1, which is lead in difficult situation from the pathway which is dynamic leadership. So the purpose of this project is to apply skills needed to successfully lead in a volunteer organization or any other organization for that matter. Timer, please note that the time is 8 to 10 minutes. So please be mindful, it is 8 to 10 minutes. Thank you so much for acknowledging. Wishing distinguished Toastmaster all the best, and I'm sure he's gearing up. I could see he's rejuvenated by drinking this beautiful hot, I think, warm water, lukewarm water. So I can't wait to hear his speech. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Puneet. Thank you. Thanks a lot. You have made it very, very clear what you are going to judge him for. Now, the second speaker is distinguished Toastmaster Avinash Singh. His face looks quite familiar to me. Maybe we had met somewhere, or maybe I've seen him over here before. So he's the founder of Training Influence. I repeat, Training Influence. He's a coach and a learning development consultant. Learning development consultant. So this 6-year-old distinguished Toastmaster is attempting level 5 project 1 from the pathways dynamic leadership for 8 to 10 minutes. The speech titles: Lead in any situation. Distinguished Toastmaster Avinash, distinguished Toastmaster Avinash, lead in any situation. The screen is yours. Yes, Puneet.
I think there's a lead in difficult situation. I'm sorry, I stand corrected. I think I might have misspelled. The title is Come What May. I think the project is lead in a difficult situation. So I hope I'm correct, distinguished Toastmaster Avinash.
Come What May is the title.
Okay, my correction. So come what may. So with that, we listen to distinguished Toastmaster Avinash.
John C. Maxwell said, a leader knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. It seems very easy, right? But leadership is not like that. After finishing the initial euphoria of getting this position, you are in for firefighting. It's not easy to be a leader. Hence, a real leader knows the challenges, goes through those challenges, and then shows if he is successful, how to be successful, and if he is not successful, what people can do to avoid those mistakes that he did. Have you ever taken a leadership role in any organization? Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and future Toastmasters. In December of 2021, I was sitting nice, cozily in my room, and suddenly the Vice President Education of Mullen Toastmasters came and said, we are finding it difficult to find new leaders. And when I looked at the current situation, it was not good. Mullen Toastmasters is one of the 3 oldest clubs in Mumbai. The membership has never gone below 45. We have always had this great culture. We also have a tagline, Mullen Toastmasters Club, great place to learn. Now, when you look at such a great history, it's been there for more than 13, 14 years, and you suddenly realize that due to the online situation, people have started not coming to meetings. And if they are coming, then the videos are switched off. And when you go through and look at it carefully, the meetings are also not that great, because most of the time the VP Education is doing a TT marathon because there are no speakers. And that was not a good situation. We were great in physical context, having great meetings in a room, but online, believe me, it was not the same. Today I see 11 participants. We couldn't even get those in that particular situation. I was like, what is happening? And nobody, believe me, December, there is the XCOM election and nobody was ready to take the president's role. I had already been the president in 2019. I was like, somebody else will be able to take it, right? Why should I go ahead and do it? But then something inside me said, Avinash, you have enjoyed all the good times because of Mulund Toastmasters. We all heard Toastmaster Danish talking about great mentors. I had the fair share of great mentors in my life who changed everything. So it's my time to give back. Toastmasters teaches us something called as servant leadership. You lead by serving others. And that's where it struck me that it is time to take the reins. I agreed nonchalantly. I did not want it, but I had to do it. And most of the times, many leaders are reluctant, but they know if they don't do it, who will? And then I thought about what exactly I need to do. And there were 3 V's which I thought about. The first one is vision. What will be my vision as a leader for this struggling club? And I thought, okay, the best idea to go with this particular thing is to understand what are the DCP goals. Where are we at? Half year has already gone. Are we going towards the Diamond Club Award? We had never ever missed it before this particular thing happened. And are the members giving speeches and completing their levels and getting awards? It was not happening. So my vision was to simply go back to the fundamentals. Start clearing those goals. And I urged everyone, especially my VP education, to start pushing people to give speeches. And with speeches, I had this rule of 2 speeches and 1 evaluation, so that you have an idea of how to go about it. It was not easy, believe me. It took me some time to know what clicks for which person, and I had to speak to those people accordingly. For example, there is a great orator in our club, Gandhar. He is my mentee. However, he has always tried to focus only on evaluations, not giving speeches. So I urged him, why don't you try getting a speech slot? You will exactly know what you are doing wrong as a speaker. It will enhance your evaluation skills. Because then you will realize that, oh, it's a different ball game when you are on the other side of the table. And that will give you an holistic experience. And with this vision, slowly and gradually, people started delivering speeches. But that was not all. We were still online. The number had started from 11, it went up to 26, but it was not going further. Because in online meetings, you can do only so much. The next V which I was working on was value. Toastmasters gives us 4 values: integrity, respect, service, and excellence. And Mulund Toastmasters has ingrained this in us. But the new members, fortunately or unfortunately, Mulund Toastmasters had around 85% new members, and the old members were not ready to attend because they didn't find value in online meetings. So what should we do? Start the hybrid setup. But we were skeptical. Our values said that, okay, go ahead, take initiative, do something about it. But we couldn't because of the pandemic. What if 2020 and 2021 repeats again? But in March, we started. Just thinking about it gave me goosebumps. But we started. And with all the values that we can follow. And finally, the last part is victory. When we attend meetings, when we deliver speeches, when we participate, there is this adult psyche to get something in return. What's in it for me? And that's where victory comes into picture. You start appreciating people, appreciating by giving them something, a feedback, constructive one, or some award, some dedication, something which can make them go towards their goals continuously. And we have something called as the Yeoman Service Awards, something where you don't get to take a leadership position, but you do it for the club, and then we reward you or award you. And all these things started working. So my vision, values, and victory did the charm. It was very challenging, but we started hybrid meetings. And today, in the last meeting, we had 60 people in person and 10 online. And it has changed completely. So leadership is not easy. It will take some time for you to understand, but understand this. If you can ride those waves, if you can go through those challenges, eventually you will be a great leader because you have gone through the adversities to later help people enjoy the fruits of your labor. Thank you, and over to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Avinash. I think our club, I feel grateful to you for being here and sharing this. We too are struggling for members nowadays. We'll take learnings from your speech. It was very, very pertinent and relevant for not only our club, I think it will be pertinent for all others clubs. We'll try to share it in the social media so that other clubs also takes a clue from your success too. Thank you. Thank you so much. And now I would request the timer, Imran, has both the speakers qualified?
Yes, both the speaker is qualified.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Now coming back to the laughter session that we are going, the Buddha, the laughing Buddha. As I told you earlier, laughing Buddha was a real monk in China. There are written histories about him. He was very, very fat, bald-headed, poor, but contented. A childlike laughter bloomed his face. Now these laughing Buddha statues are believed to get the having of bliss and happiness. So you find them invading all homes all around the world. 4 of those statues I gifted to my wife on along with the indoor plant on the last Valentine's Day. I'll show you and ask you to guess what do they stand for. This is one of the laughing Buddha. What does it stand for?
Don't see
Yes,
evil.
anyone?
Don't see
See
evil.
no evil, okay. Second one,
Speak no evil.
speak no evil. Thank you. Third one,
Hear no evil.
hear no evil. It reminds me of those three monkeys of Gandhi's great message. I told four of them. So three, the last one.
Think no evil.
Yes. Who said that?
Avinash.
ATM, Avinash.
Okay, Avinash as well as Punit. Thank you so much. I think this is the mother of all those other three. If you can check this, think no evil, other things are going to take care of themselves. So this carries a lot of good message. I can find parallel of this laughing Buddhas in our culture of having small Ganpati statues. Again, pot-bellied, a head without hair, and of course, a very countenance that reflects contentment. So there are two of them. Okay, now let's jump on to the next session, that is thinking on your feet. I have to hand over the session. Who takes on? Is it Ravinder, you are taking it on, or Meenakshi? Ravinder, okay. So now I hand over the screen space to the bedrock of Chalk and Duster Club. I call her the bedrock because she is good in so many things. And she does all that to perfection with a smile on her lips. And if we are having successful meetings, it is one of the force behind all this is Toastmaster Ravinder. She's an author and a very passionate go-getter. He's highly talented, very versatile genius. And she's wearing so many hats today, but still, now she's going to take us on a journey of riding those waves to euphoria with challenging topics. Over to you, TTM Toastmaster Ravinder Kaur.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj. You are right. Now I'm changing my hat from Sergeant at Arm to Table Topic Master. So you all are ready? Do you know why do we conduct table topic in our Toastmaster International? Anyone from the guest as well as the Toastmaster? The purpose of the table topics is to have the member on the stage and let them speak on the spot as well as the impromptu speak. It helps us to develop 4 communication skills. Number 1, listening. Number 2, thinking. Number 3, organizing. And number 4, delivering the speech. Today, I have prepared a few general topics. I encourage everyone to just come up and give it a try. For the benefits of the guest, I will read the topic twice. And for the timing for the table topics will be 1 to 2 minutes. 1 minute is the minimum time, 1.5 minutes is the target time, and the 2 minute is the maximum time. And there will be 30 seconds of the grace period on both sides. I also urge all the speakers as well as the guests to use the word of the day as well as the phrase of the day during the table topic speech. So, are you ready? Who want to volunteer? Kindly raise your digital virtual hand or type in the chat box. No one is there.
Yes, role players also can take on, can volunteer. Punit, if you want to go, you may.
Sure. I thought like maybe some clubs have rules that they generally don't encourage. Just wanted to
Generally,
check.
but today there's so less number, so we'll have role players also taking on.
Can I start with Puneet? Toastmaster Puneet? Go for this. So the first topic for today is peace and happiness are connected one. What do you think? Over to you. Toastmaster Puneet.
I read this beautiful book called The Almanac of Naval Ravikant, and he says this beautiful line, which I can clearly say sums up the entire essence of your whole topic. So Naval Ravikant says that peace is happiness at rest, and happiness is peace in motion. Deeply reflect on this, and you don't need to hear my entire 2-minute speech. I'll repeat once again. Peace is happiness at rest, and happiness is peace in motion. So if you can understand the whole essence of this speech, this line, I don't think I need to entire elaborate on the beautiful topic. But having said that, just for the interest of time, yes, both are interconnected. Is that when people cross certain age, they are more peaceful, they are more happy, and in certain stage of your life wherein you feel that happiness is something secondary, there are other materialistic goal you need to chase. So greetings everyone. I am in that stage of my life where I believe happiness and peace. I am not sure whether I'm philosophically or experienced enough to talk on this topic. My father and parents can, because they have went through that journey, and so I cannot talk much about peace and happiness. But what I can talk from their own experiences, how they have done their best in whatever situation they can to create a better home for us, for me, my siblings to grow, and in that way they're experiencing happiness in one way or the other. And of course, we also have our fair shares of fights. After all, which family doesn't have fights, right? We all have fights, don't we? But having said that, there are times where we are peaceful. There are times we are not peaceful. There are times which are happy. I think they have learned they have mastered the art of, because life have taught them. In fact, the best university in the world is not Harvard, is not Stanford, is not Cambridge, is University of Hard Knocks. And people who have crossed 40, 50 years, who have kids, who have grown up, I think they can answer this question to the best of their abilities because they have been through the journey. And I'm still 27, soon to be 28. So I cannot talk about peace and happiness for me. It's a very small topic for me. Perhaps Toastmaster of the day who is way more experienced, and Madam TTM, you can vote for. I can hear a lot from your experiences. Just to summarize, remember this mantra: happiness is peace in motion, and peace is happiness at rest. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Puneet. Wonderful thought.
I think Edith has raised his hand.
Yeah. Edith, are you ready?
I am Madam Table Topics Master. I am.
Okay, good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Good morning,
Okay.
everyone.
Yeah, good morning. So the topic for you is happiness is a choice, not a chance. What are your ways to stay happy?
Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master. Happiness is definitely a choice. That's what I always tell my kids when they say, I'm bored. I said, boredom is a choice. So you choose to be bored. So definitely happiness is a choice. There's a lot of things that we can do, but we usually focus on the negative. I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't do this because I don't have that. I don't have that because. So we'll always have a reason not to be happy. But if you set yourself, no matter how much or how less you have, if you set yourself, it's a decision. Happiness to start with is a decision. I'm going to be happy. So no matter if you don't have what other things that people have, you choose to be happy. And all the decisions that you make from that first decision to be happy will align with the initial decision, I'm going to be happy. So if you wake up, I'm going to be happy today. You go, especially with us in South Africa, we have load shedding, and wake up, there is no electricity. I'm still going to be happy. I'm going to have a cold shower, go to work. The traffic lights are not working, but I'm still going to be happy. So it's a decision. At the end, you look back, and that initial decision to be happy will carry you through. And that's the best way to go about in life. So for me, definitely happiness is a choice, and I choose to make that decision every day. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Table topics master.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Edith. So next, I want to invite Meenakshi. Are you ready?
Yeah, ma'am.
Good. So topic for you. Yeah, you want to say something?
Yes, please, please.
Oh. Happiness leads to success. Happiness leads to success. What are your views on this?
Happiness leads to success, because if we are unhappy, then how can we focus on the things, focus on the, we cannot we cannot focus on the path to get the success. First, if I'm happy about something, then I will put my efforts on the other things, other other areas which might lead me toward the goal which I have which I have decided. See, so I think if we are unhappy and there is a lot of disturbance in our mind, in our heart, then how can we succeed in the things? So this is the thing, and I'm not getting much stuff in my head right now as to speak on the topic anymore. Yeah, this is the thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Meenakshi, for attempting it and giving it a try.
Thank you.
Yeah. So who want to be the next one? I have just 2 slots left for today. Estera, do you want to? Yeah, kindly. Open your mind. Yeah. For you, how we can find inner peace? How we can find inner peace? Over to you, Estera.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ravinder. How we can find inner peace? Different people have different understanding about peace. As long as they get what they want, they feel happy and they think that is peace. Peace is actually being happy with yourself, solving all your problems, and also being in good relationship with those who surround you and those who you come in contact with. So peace is something which is so precious, because every day we have challenges. We face challenges. So peace is actually at stake for everyone. But if you ask me, you can only gain the true peace if you look to your Creator, God. That the peace from God remains no matter whatever challenges you face, whatever negativity which bombards you daily, whatever challenges you face. Therefore, peace is within us when we connect with God, because we cannot find any peace anywhere, because nobody is actually at peace. There's no human being is at peace. when the whole world is in turmoil. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Ravinder.
Thank you, Estella, for attempting this topic. Tiamodi, if we have time, can I move ahead or should I conclude?
You can take on one more if you wish.
Okay. What about you?
Okay,
you want
sure.
to?
I am always ready at your service.
And for you, the topic is just related to your theme as you have decided for today's meeting. Happiness lead to satisfaction or satisfaction leads to happiness. What do you
I
choose
think
and
both
why?
are synonymous. Okay. Happiness and satisfaction are synonymous. They're like two sides of the same coin. If you're happy, you are satisfied because happiness grows out of satisfaction. And when you're satisfied, you're happy. It's like, it's an inseparable. It talks about when you're contented, you don't hanker for more. It's not like that proverbial monkey holding two laddus in his hand and one more in his mouth. I want more and more. That doesn't give you happiness. So that's satisfaction. When you're satisfied, contented, you don't require anything. What Gautam Buddha also said. The less is your want, more is the quotient of happiness. They're inversely proportional to each other. Lessen your want, your happiness quotient goes higher and higher. So I have been practicing this for last few years in my life. Being a minimalist, I came across this term which was quite popular in 1970s. So once you become minimalist, you don't require so many things. You don't require so many items in your life. So I've sold off my house. I'm very happy with less number of items in my place. So with that, once you give it away to others without expecting anything return, I think your happiness doubles. It becomes 3 times, 4 times. So follow this principle of giving out, having a minimum need, then you will remain satisfied. You don't have a big burden that you carry. And once you are light, you can fly like a bird and reach that euphoria, that state of euphoria, riding the crest of the waves and be happy, blissful, and spread it all around. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj, for attempting the last slot of today's. So thank you everyone for participating in today's table topic section. I really enjoyed a lot and learned new things from everyone. I am happy to see you all grabbing this opportunity of impromptu speaking. And I will encourage everyone that from today's onward, kindly attempt whenever you got any chance to speak impromptu. Thank you once again, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Manoj. You are on mute, Toastmaster Manoj.
Thank you for unmuting me. I was trying to do that, but that is what makes me laugh. That is what laptop brings in and makes us happy and going with the wave of euphoria. So thank you, Toastmaster, TTM, Ravinder, for conducting it so well. The topics were well chosen, picked out to be in sync with the theme that I've chosen for the day, Laughing Buddha. And you talked about happiness, contentment, and all that. So, timer, could you please tell us whether all TT speakers are qualified?
Yes, dear Toastmaster of the Day, all table topic speakers are qualified.
Okay, great. That is another great news coming in. All both the speakers are qualified. All these table topic speakers are qualified and they are eligible for voting. Now coming on to the most awaited moment of today's meeting, the connection between leadership and communication, and that will be dealt by none other than distinguished Toastmaster one Eric Tandoc, all the way from Canada, who is a speaker, an author, a trainer, and besides being a very, very cool, calm, mature, and lovable human being. I love the way he speaks. I always want to listen to him when he speaks. So I'm all ears to listen to you, Tandoc. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much, our dear Toastmaster, the fabulous Laughing Buddha. Okay, I'm about to present. Hey, can you see the screen? Thank you.
It's very, very clear.
Thank you. Now, most of you probably know what's the real connection between leadership and communication. What is the connection between leadership and communication? Fellow Toastmasters and guests, this is my second time to present this topic. First, in one non-Toastmaster organization, and first time in Toastmasters. I'm attempting to present this in Edmonton, capital of Alberta, in Canada, in person in the month of May. Now, I'm going to ask you, some members here, and I call you, in one word, what do you think is the connection between leadership and communication? And I would like to ask my dear sister, if you're still here, my dear sister and friend, Edith, Toastmaster Edith, can you open your camera and tell me, in one word, what do you think is the connection between leadership and communication? Okay, to save time, I'll go back to Edith later on.
Oh, okay.
Are you there?
Yes, I am. It's just.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, my friend, for coming. If I'm going to ask you, what is one trait or what is one aspect of leadership and communication and that connects them? If I'm going to ask, what is leadership for you and what is communication for you?
Okay, for me, okay, I'll start with the connection. I think as a leader, you cannot lead if you cannot communicate your vision, your ideas to the people that you are leading. So for me, leadership is just being able to take charge of a situation and communicate your vision to the people who you are leading. That's my connection of the two.
Very well said. Thank you very much, my friend. How about Ambassador Noor, my brother from Bangladesh? Thank you for coming too. Can you open your camera and what do you think is the connection between leadership and communication?
Well, I'm so sorry I couldn't able to open my camera, but because of I'm in my office anyway, my answer would be because human leadership is all about the connecting with the people that is around you and in your every single day. So definitely leadership and communication is really an integral part of each other, because whenever you are talking about the human leadership, but if you are not connecting or communicating properly with the human, so how can we do that perfectly? So in my perception, human leadership is all about connecting the people that will work with you to be a great speaker.
Thank you, brother. And again, thank you for coming in our Toastmasters meeting. And I believe this is your first ever Toastmaster experience.
Yes.
Thank you for coming. Okay, how about Minakshi. Did I pronounce it right? If I'm going to ask you in one word, what is leadership to you? Just one word.
Leadership is to lead the others, to direct the others, and that can be done through the communication, through your communication, how you communicate with the people. That makes you a leader.
Thank you. Thank you very much. How about our grammarian? I'm picking you because you're the grammarian, the master of the
Yes.
word tonight. One word for you. What is leadership?
I think,
Yeah.
as per me, the ability of leadership must not only be to lead people, but also a good leader must be able to inspire and motivate people so that people can give out their best.
Thank you. How about others? I would like to call on our Toastmaster of the night, Laughing Buddha, Toastmaster Manoj. One word, please. What is leadership to you?
Is looking up,
Looking up.
looking up.
Looking up. Very
Yeah.
nice. I think our timer raising his hand. What is leadership to you? Or what
According
is
to me,
communication?
yeah, according to
Yeah.
me, having the courage to take the responsibilities.
Courage to take responsibility. Okay, thank you. Okay, moving on. The connection between leadership and communication are the following. If I'm going to ask every one of you, you will be going to give different answers. And those answers are all correct. What is leadership communication? Leadership communication is the ability to lead through proper communication. So one of you mentioned here, you cannot lead if you can't communicate. We always say a good leader is a good communicator. Do you agree with that? Now, I asked you a while ago in one word or probably in one sentence, what is the characteristics of leader and communicator? Courage. Courage, it says here, it's the ability to do things despite fear and the concept of raising hand. I'm going to mention this later on. Now, most of you or most of us has this fear. And fear is normal. It's a human emotion. And when you do something, it doesn't mean to say there's the absence of fear. Courage is the ability to do things despite fear. Without courage, probably I wasn't able to change my journey. Without courage, probably I'm not here in Canada. Without courage, probably I'm not Toastmasters area director or division director, or without courage, I may not be able to get my DTM. The concept of raising your hand when there is an opportunity, and this is my story. When I was still in the Philippines, our boss, we call it owner operator, when our top manager resigned and one of her responsibility is doing schedule, and the boss asked who wants to be the next scheduling manager. I have someone in mind, but I don't know if this person will going to raise his hand. We don't know who is that person. I'm thinking that's the favorite of our boss. Because of courage, I raised my hand like a child, very enthusiastic. And I said, yes, it's me. I want to be the next scheduling manager. And the boss said, you got it. I got the role of scheduling manager in charge of 70 to 100 staff doing the schedule in a daily basis. And after that, I was promoted to be the restaurant manager or the branch manager of that local fast food restaurant in our locality. So you see, that's courage. Without courage, it's difficult to lead. Toastmaster Abhinesh mentioned leadership is not easy. That's true. It's not easy because there's the presence of fear. There's the presence of overthinking. That is one connection of leadership and communication. Friends, it takes courage to lead. It takes courage to communicate. It takes courage to speak. It takes courage to show up in a Toastmaster meeting. Do you have the courage? I want you to ask that question to yourself. Do you have the courage?
Yes.
Yes.
The answer is yes, because you showed up. And we're all leaders here. Friends, very simple. I always believe number one is you have the courage to communicate and to lead. But the next connection, the ability to admit mistakes. A true leader has the courage to admit his mistake. When you make a mistake, be quick to admit it. The same way in communication. When you convey your message and you are not easily understood, or you made mistakes in your communication, the courage to admit mistakes. And that connect leadership and communication. Have you heard about Steve Harvey when he committed mistakes in declaring the Miss Universe in 2015? And he said, I made a mistakes. The Miss Universe is Miss Philippines. He was unanimously declared the wrong candidate for the Miss Universe title. And that is courage to admit mistake. Ability to handle conflict. Again, leadership is not easy. There's always challenges, obstacles. And how are you going to handle conflict? Right? Calm and clear communication is one way to handle conflict in organization. In fact, it says here, when we communicate well, we can begin and maintain strong relationship. At work, it can result in a higher productivity and happier work spaces. Poor communication leads to severe breakdown in cooperation. Ineffective communication leads to disagreement, misunderstanding, mistrust, and in general disinterest. So if you have a poor communication, then chances are you have a poor leadership. And the ability to handle conflict through clear communication, being calm, coupled with emotional intelligence, then you will be a good leader. I'm going to mention this one. Okay. Being able to communicate well is one of the important life skills. That's why we are here in Toastmasters. We are not only building our communication skill, our leadership skill, but our ability to convey message. And when you convey your message, it shows in your outer personality, your facial expression, your eye contact, your body movements. It shows in there. The way you speak, the way you communicate, even if you are speaking to 1 or 1,000 people, they are not only listening to you, they are actually watching your body language, your vocal variety. And people are watching us, how we speak through the heart and how we speak our mind. Of course, different audience will require different communication aspect, right? But if your audience are all leaders, then you have to up your level. And if your audience are all good communicator, then you will try to up your communication skill. On a personal level, think of how is needed to settle a disagreement between two neighbors. And on a global level, to negotiate trade agreements. This is, I'm referring to the diplomatic relationship of two countries. War between two countries, and we all know that war, Pakistan and India, Bangladesh, the Ukraine and Russia. Because of that inability to handle conflict, it leads to war. And we all know no one wins. No one wins in a war. Now, going back to a small organization, if the leader has no ability to handle conflict, then your leadership is not really good. So, friends, ability to handle conflict is one connection between the two important aspects, leadership and communication. Now, confidence. If courage is the ability to do things with fear, confidence is built on experience, built on your ability to handle mistakes. And because of that experience and mistakes, you learn, and then you will gain confidence. That's the comparison between courage and confidence. I used to think confidence and courage goes hand in hand. Yes, it is. But for me, courage first before confidence. Because the courage, it takes courage to do one thing. It takes courage to put yourself out there. The moment you put yourself out there, then you gain confidence. Not all we are confident in all things. Maybe we are confident on leading, but we are not confident on communicating. And there's no balance in it. So it should be equal. Equal confidence in leadership, communication will lead to a great organization. Now I understand. These are very familiar to all of you. The tagline of Toastmasters International, where leaders are made. But if you notice, if you're going to observe, Toastmasters actually are helping us to be confident, are helping us to have that courage to do our speech in pathways. But why is the tagline of Toastmasters International, it says here, where leaders are made? Why? And I'm going to ask again. Toastmasters Terra, I know you're very familiar with this. Why Toastmasters International, in your own point of view, the tagline is where leaders are made instead of where communicators are made? I want to hear from you.
Because communicators, good leaders are naturally good communicators because they know how to achieve their goals. And of course, in Toastmasters, we focus on language, which is English, and also speaking. So when you have these two qualities, if you enhance your skills in this area, you will become a good leader. Naturally, it's not difficult for you. That's what I think. That's why they focus on, they say where leaders are made.
Thank you. Very well said. How about our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Ravinder? You may or may have a different opinion from Esther, but I want to hear from you. Why Toastmasters use the tagline where leaders are made? Well, in fact, they are more teaching us to be a better communicator.
Just DTM born. The tagline is wonderful as well as unique, where leaders are made, because the speakers have came together here to share their unique experience. If they have unique experience, that's why they are sharing and they are leading the world with their unique experience. That's why we can say if they are leading in particular niche or particular area, that's why they are here. And here they are getting more opportunity to speak and share and inspire the world with their thoughts. And we are here to empower all the speakers as well as the learner. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I love to say that a good communicator is a good connector. And that is leadership all about. You know how to connect your people. That's probably the tagline where leaders are made, because they train us to be a good communicator with courage, with confidence, the ability to communicate well, so that we will be a good leader. Now, we mentioned confidence. Exhibit character, demonstrate competence, think strategically, handle adversity, or the ability to handle conflict. And as a leader and a communicator, you need to look, act, and feel confident. Now, I did not say this one. If you can't communicate, don't try to lead. Therefore, I conclude, we need to communicate well before we lead. That is probably the best connection between the two, communication and leadership. In summary, regardless of your leadership style, democratic, authoritarian, regardless of your attributes of leadership, you should have this communication. You have this skill in reading, listening, writing, speaking, your nonverbal cues. Those are the way of your communication style to be able to have a better leadership skill. That ends my presentation in masterclass. If you have a question or if you think you have a better way of connecting these two, shoot me an email and we'll talk about it. My email is bon_gambit or confidently speaking at gmail.com. You can connect me in Facebook, LinkedIn. I'm in Instagram as well. Let's talk. I would like to discuss to all of you the real connection of leadership and communication. And I would like to hear from you too. Feedback, evaluation that will make this presentation better because I'm planning to convey this message not only in India, Asia, but here in Canada. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, thank you for lending me your ear. Over to you, dear Toastmaster, Manoj.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Eric Tandoc, for patiently taking us through this journey of communication and leadership. One need to have courage, one need to have confidence, and of course, the way you brought out the essence. Good communication also leads to good connection. I never thought of that. Yes, that's a great way of putting it across. If you're a good communicator, you can connect people and you can lead them forward for achievement of any kind of goal. And a good communicator may not be a good leader, but a good leader needs to be a good communicator. Maybe for that, Toastmasters International thought of making it a tagline where leaders are made. Thank you. I'm grateful to you for bringing up this topic today and enlightening us all. We had a great talk by DTM Avinas on the same theme, how practically he implemented all these concepts to make his club a great club where from 10, 20, ultimately could achieve 60 people attending the club meeting. And in the same wrong, we heard from DTM Vaughan how this works not only in our life, our professional life, our personal life, as well as in Toastmasters. Now from here, let's go on to the last important segment that we are looking for is the feedback. And to conduct this evaluation segment, I welcome one and only who is wearing so many hats today, the general evaluator, come the SA, come the TTM, Toastmaster Ravinder Kaur with his wonderful tagline smile.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj. So now I am shifting my hat from TTM to general evaluation. That is the last segment for today's meeting. So good afternoon, everyone, all the Toastmasters as well as the guests. For the benefit of the guests, I am the general evaluator for today, and I will conduct the general evaluation of today's meeting. First of all, I will call the evaluator 1, Toastmaster Manoj, who is going to evaluate the first speaker, Toastmaster Danish. Over to you, Toastmaster Manoj. You are on mute. No?
Okay, now I think the Buddha can smile, laugh, and speak. Yes, Dennis, what a topic you choose. It's the bedrock of Toastmasters. Mentoring, the process of mentoring, and your take on that process. And I'll come to the theme later on. Now, coming on to your way of delivering it. You stood confidently over there. Your posture was wonderful. And you had appropriate gestures when you spoke. All your concepts were integrated with appropriate gestures to enlighten the audience, to speak with your whole body with the audience. And as a kind of a good way to start any talk is with a quote. And you did that today with a wonderful quote starting your talk. Then use of the space. You stood tall, handsome, and used the space to deliver your talk. And we could also see the facial expression because your camera was of a good, whatever it is, has the capability. We could see the facial expressions when you spoke. Then as you call the icing on the cake was integrating your personal story with the theme. Now I'm shifting onto the theme that you took on. So in the integrating your personal story with the theme, not only talking about why it is important, coming on to the how. Most often people forget to speak about how. You dealt with that how to get most from your mentor. Then coming on to the tips, reach him or her. Don't expect him to walk towards you. You walk towards him or her to get the maximum benefit. And whatever roadmap he shows you, follow that to achieve whatever euphoria that you want to achieve in your journey of Toastmastering. Now, few points for improvement. The use of the space, I'll come back to that. It was good, but use it to maximum effect. You can use it. If I stand up, I'll go out of the view of this camera. What you do is take a space. You could have introduced a bit of dialogue between your DTM Pitambaram, your mentor, and you. When you put across this problem, I want to become a good communicator in TTM segment. I'm not very confident. So then take on his position to tell us, yes, these are the tips you need to follow. By introducing this kind of dialogue with bit of vocal variety, you can add variety to your talk and take your talk to a different notch. So, but I love the topic, love the way you delivered, and I'm looking forward to more speeches from you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj, for this wonderful evaluation. Now, I will call our second evaluator, Toastmaster Puneet, who is going to evaluate our DTM, Toastmaster Avinash, DTM, Distinguished Toastmaster Avinash. Over to you, evaluator Puneet.
Today, distinguished Toastmaster Avinash gave an epic masterclass on leadership, and he aced the objectives, which is leading in a tough situation. Hello, everyone. The tough situation was bringing Mulund Toastmasters Club back to its glory. And among all the best things which he has shared, these are the top two things which stood out the most, which is number one, a stronger why. The heart and soul of the speech is about servant leadership, to give back to the club from which he has learned, and that was clearly articulated. And how he has done it? Through number one, vision. He explicitly did not say that I want to he did not explicitly mention this vision, but when you read between the lines, it was very clear that he wanted to bring Mulund Toastmasters Club back to its glory. So that was clearly, it's something, if you can read between the lines, it was very cleverly strategized, I would say, in my opinion. Number two, which is integrating vision, which was, he mentioned about integrating integrity, respect, service, and excellence, which the club stands for. And last, about victory, about at the end of the day, appealing to the self-interest of people. And I must say, you clearly aced with regards to the overall content aspect of the speech. The second, which I genuinely appreciate, are the powerful statement and questions. Started off with the leadership quote by John C. Maxwell, and also some. Have you ever taken a leadership role? And one of my favorite line which came, which also stood out as an example, was when you were mentoring your mentee, which is Gandhar, when you said, what else could fit for people? So these are certain nitbits which I want to pick out of so many glorious things in your speech. Now, distinguished Toastmaster Avinash, overall, I enjoyed this speech. And yet, if I have to give a little bit of recommendation, here are a couple of them. Or I would say three in specific. Number one, choice of words. There was this one instance in your speech where I found that when you said I had to say my VP to push members for a speech, and a person who oozes so much positivity, I feel a better phrasing would have been, I said my VP to persuade, to influence members to reach. So maybe a little bit of adjustment you could work on that one, because you are a person who exude positive energy. So maybe you can work a little bit on that one. Number two was the speech title itself. I was left wondering, come what may, was it ever repeated in the speech? Did it ever came? So I felt a better title would be to lead is to serve, because your whole speech was about serving. So maybe an appropriate speech title would do wonders to your speech. And third, which is tying out loose ends. For example, in your speech, when you were explaining about the vision, you said that you wanted your in some way you said that we have never missed a Diamond Club award, or there were certain accolades which you mentioned. And I was still left wondering, have you achieved Diamond Club award after improving the membership from 11 to 60? So no doubt the journey was really fantastic. You managed to ace the situation. But somewhere I was still wondering, did you achieve Diamond Club award? And I would have also loved to know about your mentors who influenced you in this process. Again, to summarize, you ace your objectives by being a leader who served with an example and led by an example. And just a little bit on the speech title and these tiny choice of words, and I'm sure you will be a speaker and a leader whom we all look up to. We all look up to, no doubt on that. So back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Puneet, for this wonderful evaluation for DTM Avinash. Hope it will help a lot to all, not only to DTM Avinash, but it will help us all. So after the evaluation segment, now I will call our tag team, the timer, our counter, as well as the grammarian. So let's welcome first Toastmaster Imran, the timer for 2 days, to show the report. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Toastmaster Ravinder Kaur. So time taken by prepared speaker, Toastmaster Danish, 5 minutes and 20 seconds. DTM Avinash took 10 minutes and 24 seconds. Table topic speaker, Toastmaster Puneet took 2 minutes and 23 seconds. Toastmaster Edith took 1 minute and 50 seconds. Guest Meenakshi took 1 minute and 5 seconds. Toastmaster Istira took 2 minutes. Toastmaster Manoj Lenka took 2 minutes and 3 seconds. And DTM 1 took 20. Okay, masterclass speaker DTM 1 took 24 minutes and 35 seconds. Coming to the evaluators, our first evaluators, Toastmaster Manoj Lanka, took 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And second evaluator, Toastmaster Puneet, took 3 minutes and 25 seconds. That's all from my side. Over to you, General Evaluator.
I think, Imran, you have to show your report on our counter as well.
Sure, thank you again. So as an accounter, here is report. So I find Toastmaster Manoj used one pillar words, which is he used 2 times. Toastmaster Ravinder used one pillar word, which is 5 times. Toastmaster Puneet used pillar word 3 times. And also he used one crutch word, which is and one repeated word, which is like. And Toastmaster Okay, Minakshi used filler words 10 times and one repetitive word. Sorry, it's not from her side. Toastmaster Esther used one filler word, which is 2 times. Yeah, that's all from my side. So I would like to give you all tips to improve so that you can eliminate your filler words. Please, everyone, try to record yourself and listen your voice or your speech. I think it will help you to find out your mistakes. And also, I encourage everyone to watch these meetings recording in our YouTube channel so that you can able to recognize your filler words. With that, I hand over the stage to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Ravinder Kaur. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Imran. Now, I will invite Toastmaster Praveen for his grammarian report. Over
Yes.
to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I will present my report. First, coming to the word of the day, which was euphoria. It was used 3 times in the meeting. It was used 1 time by Toastmaster Avinash Singh in his speech and 2 times by Toastmaster Manoj. And coming to the good usage of English language, there were some good words which are used in the speeches like consulted, comfortable, causally, nonchalantly, reluctant. And there was no improper use of English language. And so I wish the word of the day and idiom of the day should be used more often so that it would help the speakers in enriching their vocabulary and giving more effective speeches. So that's it, and back to General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Praveen, for this wonderful report. So, after the evaluation of the prepared speeches as well as the reports from the tag team, that is timer, counter, as well as the grammarian, now comes to my report, that is the general evaluation of the overall meeting. So first, I would like to say, even before the meeting, I must say the VP Education shared the agenda very well in advance, and all the roles were filled well in the advance. If someone was backing out, then he as well as me, we managed everything smoothly, and the meeting went on seamlessly. And the coordination was seamless as well as the flawless. And regarding the evaluation sheets, I hope all the evaluators got from the speakers before the time. And well, the meeting has been started on time, and all the speakers as well as the role players were available even before starting of the meeting. And regarding the presiding officer as well as the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Manoj Lenka, I know he is excellent speaker, orator, and a wonderful manager of this meeting as well. Even he was just the Toastmaster of the day, and if one of our role players back out due to the parallel meeting of Toastmasters training, he came up with two more roles. The evaluator for Toastmaster Danish, and the evaluation he gave, I know he got the evaluation sheet from the Toastmaster Danish in time and got the purpose of the speech. That's why he can conclude as well as evaluate the speech. And after the Toastmaster Manoj Lenka, now come to the second evaluator, the Toastmaster Puneet. I appreciate the way he stressed upon the time limit, that DTM Avinash is going to present his speech in the time limit of 8 to 10. Otherwise, the time limit is 4 to 6 or 5 to 7 minutes. I appreciate this point. And the way next about the speaker, the Danish, he explained the role of mentor in one's life, as well as why we need the mentor. It was a wonderful speech from you, Toastmaster Danish. And DTM Avinash, it's my pleasure to listen from you. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts on the leadership, as the title should be the lead to serve. And I think I have learned so many things from you, that how we can convert the audience as well as the Toastmaster to come up and deliver the speech rather than just to learn the evaluation. And thank you so much, DTM Avinash. And after the speech from the DTM Avinash, now come to the DTM Vaughan. DTM Vaughan, the way he engaged the audience, even before starting his speech, it was awesome. The way he asked the questions, what are the audience view on the topic, the connection between the leadership and the communication. It was the awesome. And it was the great learning for all of us to learn from GTM Vaughan, this connection. And it was shocking that he asked during the meeting that if everyone is on the same page or someone is just switching on the camera and doing the other work side by side. It was the wonderful. One thing I have observed that if Toastmaster of the day missed to mention the time limit for masterclass, then I think the masterclass speaker should tell before starting the meeting that the masterclass time limit is this, so that it will helpful to the guests so that they can retain till that time. Overall, the meeting was wonderful. And the way Toastmaster Imran mentioned that recording our own speech is a wonderful method to stop or to prevent these filler words, how we can keep these things away from our speech, because we all are here to improve our speaking skills. And one thing more I have observed, always deliver the speech, even the prepared speech or as well as the evaluation speech in the standing posture. And this rule also applies to me. I am giving this speech but in the sitting posture, but it is best to deliver the speech in a standing posture. We all are giving the speech in the sitting posture because we are in online mode, but speaking skills as well as the public speaking skills that are helpful in increasing the self-confidence, and it will only comes when we are standing and delivering the speech. So overall, everything goes as per the plan. So I think the credit goes to all the role players and all the guests. Thank you so much for being there and joining us. Over to you, the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Manoj.
Okay, I think this music is for you. You did it so well, Ravinder.
Thank you.
Thank you. You brought out all the good points, also those nitty-gritty points that it needs to be improved and how it needs to be improved. Thanks a lot for that. Yes, I forgot to mention the time of DTM Vaughan's masterclass. You pointed out it needs to be done for the audience to know how much the duration of the masterclass is. Now coming on to as you get busy in your last duty of taking the votes, taking the photographs, let me take the feedback from the audience, how they found today's meeting. To start with, let me go over Ambassador Noor Ahmad. Noor Ahmad, could you please tell us how did you like today's meeting? If you're there.
Yes, I'm here, and
Yeah.
thank you so much. Thank you so much, dear Honorable, for giving me the floor once again. And of course, it is a great and unique Toastmaster Club I ever met, because I didn't ever join any kinds of meeting ever. And today's session, I have learned that there is a lot of things we are taking care of in our speech. And I'm so sorry, but I couldn't able to open my camera for that much because I am in office. So during this session, I have learned some, definitely a word of the day and the idioms of the day, and that would be really work if we use those words and phrases in our day-to-day life, even the further. That would be another great learning session for each and every one. And apart from that, some evaluation sector that I really like most, that how many I'm doing some fumbling, mumbling, and some other things, and did I ever use some repetitive words or not, and some other things. That is really great to need to identify for enrich our speaking quality. And overall, my dear brother from Bangladesh and my dear honorable from different country, they have been doing fantastic job. I think if we are continue this kind of things, and of course the master class that have done by my dear brother Von Eric, I think he is really a masterclass trainer. So masterclass done very perfectly. So thank you so much. I enjoy it a lot. I have learned a lot, and I will definitely I will attend the rest of the another session if I get the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Noor. Keep on joining us and encouraging us this way. We'll be looking forward to your comments further on in our meetings. Now, coming on to somebody who really floored all of us, I think I'm grateful to you that you choose Chalk and Duster to share your speech today. It was a great learning for all of us. So, distinguished Toastmaster Avinash Singh, how did you find our meeting? Though there's a lot of takeaway for us from you saying. Yes, over to you.
Always enjoy attending meetings. Today, I believe Raj was not there, but DTM won. I love the way he presented, and it's always this club is a unique idea. I know I was there at the inception of it. It took some time to get this on, but from the time it has started, you know, the 4 sections, especially the training section, it's the highlight of this particular club. And thematic clubs, if we continue to highlight on the specific theme, it is always a success. So it's always a pleasure and a delight to come to Chalk and Duster and learn something in the master class. So thank you so much for having me here. It was a nice meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Distinguished Toastmaster Avinash, for those kind words. Now going on to another great guy, Evaluator Punit. If you could share your experience of today's meeting.
It was short and sweet. Generally, members, when the member turnout is limited, generally people tend to have a lot more fun. I'm not sure whether but yeah, it was fun. Lots to learn. And thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Avinash. I have attended this club only because of you. And thank you so much for giving me the opportunity, and thank you for the beautiful table topics. Lots to learn from everyone, and you guys are doing a great job despite being a Sunday. So thank you so much.
So please come and join us often. We'll be looking forward to you joining us often. Now the voting links have been shared. Please do that. Now I go over to our wonderful friend Esther. She must have come back from the church and made it a point to attend today's meeting. Esther, could you tell us how did you like today's meeting?
Awesome, fantastic. It's worth rushing back after today, because normally I don't have any appointments on my church days. It's complete rest, but it's really great pleasure and worth it, because it's so wonderful, especially with our master class and our guests from other clubs. Amazing. And every role player. And I see suddenly Garden entered into Toastmaster. You know how? I got a shock. I was wondering, what did our Toastmaster Imran doing with the flowers? I saw flower, then I saw leaves, then I saw suddenly yellow flower. Oh, then I got the message. I said, okay, fine. Wonderful. Bravo to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Esther. Imran, you should have been a scientist, very, very inventful. Now the last words from, of course, DTM 1.
Thank you. Our laughing Buddha. I love that. Well, the one who has no courage to take the risk will accomplish nothing in life. And the one who has no courage to communicate cannot lead. That's my thoughts for the day, my own final thoughts of the day. And thank you very much. Over to you.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Vaughn. Now we have come to the conclusion. If the results are ready, we'll share that and conclude today's meeting. We have reached the zenith. And now once you reach the zenith of time, it's the time to be euphoric. That's the word of the day. And the phrase of the day, the idiom of the day, Esther, was riding the crest of the waves. Riding the crest of the waves was the phrase of the day, and euphoria was the word of the day. So once you ride the crest of the waves to reach the euphoria, then you are delighted and happy and joyous, and you share it with everybody. But I think with that limited number of people, this was a very successful meeting. I think we had everything in this meeting. There was great learning from each other. We learned a lot, managing things to the last moment, but it was great. And of course, the best thing was the masterclass from Vaughn, and of course, the speech from Avinash and our own speaker. They're both very useful. Ravinder has gone out of the screen. Yes, he's there.
Results are ready. May I share the
Okay,
screen?
if you can show it and announce it.
Yeah.
Okay, the best speaker goes to none other than distinguished Toastmaster Avinash. Great, you deserve it. And thank you for choosing our club to speak. Now going on to the next. The certificate of appreciation for the best evaluator, TM Puneet, you asked it. We loved the way you took it on. I think that was a great learning for all of us, how to do the evaluation. Thank you so much. TM Puneet, next. The best role player is TM Ravinder Kaur. Great. You did it to wonderfully well. You managed everything as the hat of general evaluator. I think you did to the best possible way, and you deserve this award. Thank you so much. Next. And for the best tag role player, it goes to our auxiliary role player, TM Imran, for wearing two hats of the timer as well as the R counter. Wonderful, Imran, for becoming very, very innovative with those flowers. Thank you so much.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that also quite a surprise to both of us.
Yes.
Okay, great, Estera.
Hi, let's shake hands.
Yeah, the
I thought
virtual
I
handshake,
got.
virtual
Whenever you
handshake,
come in,
and
I thought I got no chance.
so pat on our backs, both of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much to
And
everyone.
of course, the certificate of appreciation for Vaughn for enlightening us from such a wonderful topic that is quite relevant for all of us. So thank you so much. Thanks a lot. So we meet next Saturday, 8 o'clock. Next Saturday, 8 o'clock will be our meeting. Hope to see you all next Saturday. Please take on different roles to make it a success. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Avinash. Thank you, Puneet. Thank you, Noor Ahmad.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Vaughn, Estera.
Yes, you're welcome.
Imran, and of course, our wonderful smiling baby, a smiling Buddha, should I say? Toastmaster Ravinder.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Thank you, everyone. Take care and good evening.
Bye bye.